Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, some of the best loved Pokemon games of all time. After I did my Red, Blue, and Yellow review, it was only a matter of time before Kyanko officially requested I review the Metal generation. But what was it about these games that made them so celebrated? Or should I say, Celebi, R-A-T-E-D.
Well, our story begins in the height of PokeMania, the year 2000, the start of a new millennium. I was in 2nd grade by the time the Power of One came out and introduced my classmates and I to Lugia. Holy milk tank, we all thought. There's a stronger Pokemon than Mewtwo? Stronger even than Mew? Just like that, our expectations for the next generation of Pokemon shot through the roof. After all, this was the first time we were given a whole new region and a whole new set of Pokemon. This was the first sequel. Everything we knew about Pokemon had been challenged. We all had the Hasbro Pokedexes and thought we were the Pokemon Masters. We had all beaten the Elite Four and caught Mewtwo, but that was only the beginning. We were wild with anticipation, and we started speculating. Some thought that Slowking was going to be a legendary Pokemon too, because of the role he played in the movie. Some thought that Meryl was going to be an evolution of Pikachu. Some were even saying that Lugia was so powerful a Master Ball wouldn't be able to catch him, and we would need a GS Ball like in the TV show. What will this new region hold? What new Pokemon and trainers will we meet? And most importantly of all, will our old favorites still be in the game? Soon, all our burning questions would be answered. Except one. The GS Ball. What was it? What powerful Pokemon was inside it? It was surrounded by mystery. I remember there was even a choose-your-own-adventure book I had where it contained a magic card. It's been the subject of much speculation for over a decade now. The answer is linked to another confusing piece of Pokemon history, Celebi. In Japan, players could connect their Game Boys to their cell phones to download the GS Ball, which could be used to trigger Celebi to appear in Ilex Forest. There was never such an event here in America, meaning that there was never a legitimate way for Celebi to be obtained. Celebi was also intended to star in its very own story arc over the course of the Johto anime. However, when they decided to make Pokemon Forever, the movie based on Celebi, this arc was scrapped, and the writers decided to just leave the GS Ball with Kurt and hope the kids that watched the Pokemon would forget about it. Clearly, this didn't work at all, because we haven't forgotten 11 years later. I've never seen a set of games live up to such a monumental hype, but these certainly did. They were literally everything we loved about the first Pokemon games except better. Pokemon was already overwhelmingly popular, but these games came along and cemented its legendary status. Many more features were added that made the Pokemon universe loads more immersive. The time changed, and in lighting along with it, it kept track of what day of the week it was, you could call people, there were different colored or shiny Pokemon, and it even answered the ever-controversial question of where did baby Pokemon come from? Now all we needed to know was which came first, the Skarmory or the egg. There were also some vastly overlooked shortcuts that really sped up gameplay. For example, in Red, Blue, and Yellow, when you needed to use HM moves, you'd have to go to your party and command the Pokemon you want to use the move. In GSC, all you had to do was walk up to the offending object and press A, and it would ask you if you wanted to use the move or not. It's a minor thing, but it improved the game so much. You could also register items with a bike with the select button, making mobility quicker. The addition of Dark and Steel types really balanced out the battling aspect as well. Back in Red, Blue, and Yellow, nothing resisted Psychic besides other Psychic types, so that only further over-centralized them. Luckily, Game Freak caught on to this and added these two types, both of which are strong against or resistant to Psychic. If you notice, they're both also weak to fighting, a type that was obviously severely underpowered.
2nd Gen seemed like an eternity to me, but just 1 year later, by the time Crystal had come out, Pokemon was a passing fad. Hardly anyone I knew got Crystal, because by then it wasn't cool anymore. I myself never got a copy until years later. I found one used at a GameStop. It's a shame, because Crystal was a huge improvement over Gold and Silver. It introduced the option to play as a girl, and it had animated Pokemon sprites. If I had gotten to play it as a kid, it by far would have been my favorite Pokemon game. Sadly, it wasn't meant to be. I, like many others, fell victim to my internal battery wearing out, and gone was my save file along with all my beloved Pokemon. I thought it was a problem with my game, so I bought a replacement copy used. But when I realized that too didn't work, I gave up. Luckily, as far as I know, my crystal still saves, so anytime I need my old school Johto fix, I just pop in that baby blue cart and I'm good to go. While they might not have been the first Pokemon games for me, or the ones that had the biggest impact on my life or childhood, Gold, Silver, and Crystal still hold a special place in my heart. After all, these were the games that made me long to be a part of the Pokemon world for real, and I'm happy that years later, I finally managed to do that through my hacks and through all of you.
So thanks you guys for making this silly girl's dreams of becoming a Pokemon master come true. And I hope this video reminded you of your childhood aspirations. But above all, I hope that you enjoyed it and that you'll stick around for more Pokemon videos.